A girl had simply forgotten to close her door while sleeping, but the next second, she unexpectedly suffered an attack that left her with no room for resistance. In the blink of an eye, she was tightly bound by 3 robbers. Quickly, the robbers threw her into the boot and slammed the car door shut. After completing all this, they took off the masks on their faces. However, what no one expected was that these 3 people were actually the girl's best friends. It turned out that today was Liz's birthday. In order to create a surprise for her, they had carefully planned a thrilling kidnapping. However, their impulsive idea ultimately led to tragedy. When they stopped the car and eagerly opened the boot, ready to give Liz a huge surprise, they found that she was already lying in the boot, no longer breathing. The 3 girls were instantly scared out of their wits. It turned out that they had forgotten to tear off the tape binding Liz, which led to such a tragic scene. However, as the backbone of the team, the eldest quickly calmed down. She believed that this matter must not be known to others, and the most important thing at the moment was to pretend as if nothing had happened and continue going to school. They would figure out how to deal with the corpse after school. The second eldest felt that this way of handling things was too cruel. After all, Liz was their best friend, but in the current situation, there seemed to be no better way. She could only silently obey the eldest's arrangements. So the eldest took out her phone and called the school in Liz's mother's voice, successfully requesting a sick leave for Liz. Afterwards, the 3 of them arrived at school as usual, continuing to play the role of influential figures without any change in their demeanor. Soon, the eldest thought of a plan that she considered foolproof. They could silently send the corpse back home and stage it as a scene of a fatal assault, thus washing away any suspicion. Upon hearing this plan, the second eldest wanted to refuse, but seeing that the youngest also supported the eldest's idea, she had no choice but to reluctantly follow along with the 2. However, just as they were tampering with the corpse, the school teacher had already arranged for another classmate, Judy, to go to Liz's home to deliver her homework. Judy rang the doorbell several times with no response. Left with no choice, she went around to the back door. Finding it unlocked, she cautiously entered the room and made her way up the stairs to the second floor. At this moment, she suddenly heard clear voices coming from the room. Listening carefully, it turned out that someone was discussing how to dispose of Liz's corpse.